Hi, Libra. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at, new love, what's going on between you and your soulmate, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I hope y'all are having a good week this week. Ooh. Okay, here we go, Libra. Oof. Okay, we starting out like that. All right, here we go. Overall energy this week is the Three of Swords. So you are heartbroken over something. This could also speak of like third party. So either you were cheated on, but this could also be talking about that, the fact that for some of you, you have a decision coming up where you're going to have to choose between that old love, that old funky love that we don't want to talk about, and the new love, the soulmate that is here or about to appear for a lot of you. Okay. Underneath this is the Emperor. Okay. This is Aries energy. It can speak of your new person coming in. Okay. Because it's a fire sign. It can also talk about, you standing in this power and knowing your worth and knowing what you deserve and making this choice with this Three of Swords from this place of the Emperor. Okay. Because the Emperor knows, the Emperor has all the best qualities of all the kings. This is the person, who is very focused. They're very driven. They're very, ambitious. This is somebody who is like basically boss energy. That's why I'm saying for a lot of you, this is representing this new person that's coming into your life. But this could be you as well, because you're a boss as well, Libra. When you get into your career and you start to focus on your coin, this is how you'll show up as well. Okay. Underneath this, we have the Four of Cups. This is talking about, having a missed opportunity. Okay. I feel like for a lot of you, this is talking about what happened from, the past with this person in the past and how, they treated you and, all the hopes you had for the relationship and how they just, everything just fell through and went down the drain. All right. But the good thing about this cup is that, about this card, I'm sorry, is that this person is holding one of the cups from the past. There's another cup here from the past, but then they're staring at the last two remaining cups. Okay. So I feel like, what you've gone through. All right. What you've experienced. And this is talking about, you knowing where you're headed. This can also speak of like you being depressed and upset about the way your relationships have been going for you. But I feel like, Spirit is telling you to hold on tight because change is coming. And here it is with the Tower. This is Scorpio energy. This is talking about, divine intervention is what I'm hearing. Because remember, this is all being divinely guided by Spirit. Okay. So this long-term situation that you've been through with the Four of Cups is about to fucking change for a lot of you. And it's going to come out of nowhere. And you're, because you sitting here by the tree with the damn cups. I feel like it's coming on an intuitive level because you're an empath. Like I told you, you're an empath just like I am. But I feel like when this happens, you may have kind of deluded yourself into thinking that it's not going to happen because, a lot of you have been waiting, trying to be patient and waiting for your person to come in, which they're appearing here. But I feel like, Spirit is like waiting for you to look in the other direction. And the minute you look in the other direction, here comes the Emperor. Okay. All right. So there's the King of Pentacles showing up here. I feel like this represents your person as well. This is an earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart towards Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody, like I told you, is boss energy. This is someone who, holds it down. They are grounded, stable. This is the long-term relationship that you've been wanting. Okay. But you got to stop holding yourself back with this Queen of Swords is what Spirit is telling you. Okay. You are protecting your energy. I get it. I understand why you are doing this. But at some point, you have to put this sword down and allow this person to approach you. And I feel like the energy that this person is in, they're gonna facilitate that, okay, by the energy that they come in, because they're going to be very decisive. This person is going to be all about you. I feel like they're going to put you at ease, and it's gonna help you to let go of this sword. I'm not telling you to throw it on the ground and open your chest up and just let the person come in and rip your heart or take your heart. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you, put it down, understand that things happen and that, your change is coming. Okay. Your love life is not always going to be fucked up. That's what I want to tell you straight up. Okay. I'm going to tell you the way Leigh was saying, your love life is not always going to be fucked up. Okay. I feel like your days of having messed up situations with people, I feel like it's over. But you got to believe that it's going to be over too. Because look, there's the Ace of Cups here. Okay. Spirit is telling you to love yourself. Okay. You have a new love coming. This person is coming with this cup. Okay. And is going to offer you a cup. But you also have to cultivate your own self-love and make sure you have love for yourself, because that's what's going to teach you to set the boundaries. That's what's going to put you in the energy to be receptive of this cup from this other person. Okay. All right. Yeah. But you can still, at the end of the day, protect your energy. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Spirit is not telling you, like I said, to be a fool and just let anybody in, because I feel like those days of doing that are over. But, you just got to be discerning about who you let in, because I feel like a lot of times it may have been a situation where this person, the person showed up, you figured that was who you were supposed to be with, or I don't know, maybe you felt like it was kismet and the two of you belonged together, and then you let them in without really scrutinizing like you should have. But I feel like now you're in the energy where you like, no, everybody don't get to come up in here. Okay. All right. So let's clarify. I wasn't going to use this deck, but I want to use it because I see this Three of Swords and I want to see why it's coming up. Three of Swords, please. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Okay, so we've got the spirituality card showing up here. So I feel like, you are just like focusing on yourself. You're trying to get yourself together. I feel like, a lot of you are piecing yourself back together after heartbreak. Yeah. See, you've been in a period of isolation. This is like the Hermit card. So you're doing what is necessary to heal yourself from this Three of Swords, this heartbreak energy, heartbreak, breakup, separation. Look. There's the offer. You see what I'm saying, Libra? I'm telling you. For some of you, your person is really getting ready to come in soon. Okay, like within a matter of days is what I'm hearing. Okay. All right, but Spirit is telling you on the bottom of this deck, you need to make sure you focus on your self-worth. Don't let this person come in, Libra, and then you just start to, dismantle all the things that you've started to do. These things that I tell you about the healing, about focusing on yourself, about self-worth, about self-love, it's very important that you keep these things going, because that self-love, that is what is driving this person to come into your life. And so, if you want this to be a certain way, you have to continue to love on yourself and put yourself on the pedestal and do all the things that you've been doing to get out of this Three of Swords energy here. Okay, I pulled these clarification cards to have more clarification about what we were just talking about, but your twin had to show up. Okay, so they're showing up and Spirit is just saying that this person is a snake. Okay, so we're going to let it go. We're going to throw it over here to the side and we're going to move on. Okay, so the card we have for you this week. Oh, okay. I see you, Libra, is the Ten of Pentacles. So somebody's in their bag. Somebody's in their coin. Somebody is about, I feel like you dreaming about the life you want to have with this Ten of Pentacles. Okay. You can build a legacy, even if you have to build it on your own. But I feel like Spirit is also trying to tell you that you're not going to be building on your own. You may feel like that at this time, because of all you've gone through with this Three of Swords, but Spirit is telling you, no. Your days of being alone are over. Okay. But like I said, it's going to come in at different times. That is why a lot of times the readings that we do will talk about similar aspects of the same thing, because everybody is moving at a different pace. Like I said, the people are showing up. I feel like it's starting to speed up now. People are starting to show up even more, even quicker. And so you just got to hold on. Spirit is telling you to have hope here. Okay. You can have all the things you want, Libra, just because you had a bad past when it came. No, I was going to say bad past life, a bad past when it comes to your love relationships, or a bad past when it comes to what happened in your past. It doesn't mean you can't overcome. It doesn't mean you can't come into the type of love in the life that you desire. Okay. All right, so let's clarify. Let me get one more card. Yeah. Spirit is telling you, be in the energy of receiving, being the energy to receive these things, because a lot of us, we're very good at giving. I actually talked about this in a reading, I think with Leo or Virgo yesterday. And I was saying that, we're very good at giving, but this is about us learning how to receive now, opening up and letting somebody give to us and do for us, instead of it always just being us just giving, and bending over backwards and doing this and doing that. Because you have to understand that, think about how it feels when you give to people. I know this is one of the reasons why you do it. It's not just that you love the person and you want to, you want to treat them right, so on and so forth. I understand that it is an extension of your love, but it also makes you feel wonderful. It doesn't just make the other person feel good. It makes you feel good as well. It's like you're giving positive energy and you're receiving it in return. So you allowing other people to give to you, Libra, is just as important, because just like you're on cloud nine when you give to other people and you make them feel good and it makes you feel good, it's the same thing when they do it to you. So you have to allow them to come forward and do things for you, just like you've been doing for other people. But like I said, the difference is you have somebody coming into your life that wants to give to you, that is going to reciprocate, that is going to match all the things that you've been doing. Okay. So this person is navigating carefully. Like I tell you, this person, I don't know why I want to say he or she is really standing back and planning what they want to do before they do it, because they don't want to mess this up. I tell y'all that all the time. This person holds you in very high regard, and they're not wanting to screw up what the two of you have the potential to have together. I want to do this deck, but I'm scared. I was like, I'm scared of what's going to come out, because I don't want to talk about the twin like that. I don't want to talk about that. We already addressed the fact that they showed up in the reading and that they're a snake. Okay, we're moving on. So the commitment card is coming out. That's what this person is coming to give you, the commitment. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to happen. What I hear is fairly quickly, because we're empaths, we have psychic abilities. And like I said, you're going to understand on an intuitive level that you can trust this person. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, as somebody who has experienced it, because when I think about my person, I've already seen my person. I know who it is. When I think about them, I immediately get a sense of calm. I get a sense of trust. I feel like I can trust this person with my life if I had to. Okay. That's why I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this from somebody who has experienced their person on an energetic level to know, what they're on, what type of energy they're in. Because at this point, like I told you, discernment is not just about you looking at the situation and assessing it. It's about you using all of your senses, most especially your psychic senses, because how they tell you, what is it? 90% of communication is just body, is mostly body language. It's not what you say. Only 10% of it is what you say. It's the same thing with the energetics. That, like, for instance, how you meet people, right? Notice, remember, everybody can remember at least one person they've met at one time. And the minute this person stepped into your energy, you like, something's off. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. They've never shown you anything wrong or done anything wrong in your face. But energetically, your body just shuts down to them. You get a crazy feeling and you like, okay, for some reason, I can't mess with you, And it doesn't necessarily have to be that the person, is a horrible person. It could just be that your energy. It's a thing that they say. My dad is from the Caribbean, and there's a saying that they say. I'm not saying it the way they say it, but it's the gist of it is your spirit doesn't take them. And I feel like that's what that is when we're talking about people's intentions and stuff like that. Okay. So everybody don't have good intentions for you. I feel like you realize that throughout your love life, okay, throughout your relationship life, all relationships. I don't feel like it's just your love relationship. It's with everybody that you've encountered. You've realized that. And so this is about you now continuing to rely on that discernment, because spirit is not going to steer you wrong. Okay. All right. So the card we have for your person showing up is the 9 of Cups. So you are this person's wish. You are this person's wish fulfilled. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. Oh gosh. Okay, so we have your twin trying to pop up again with this holding on card. So this is them, trying to hang on to you because they know you got 2 feet out the door and you're gone and you're through with them. And then we also have the self-sabotage card showing up here, which is them not wanting to do right, wanting to focus on the devil and not the angel. Okay, so when it comes to your person is experiencing, this is the new person, the soulmate. They're experiencing some level of confusion right now because they're reeling from some type of loss. This could have been a death, because I told you for some of you, it can mean, it doesn't have to be, people don't have to leave you in this lifetime. It could be a situation where someone passed away. They may have just had a death in their family that has nothing to do with their love life, and they may be reeling from it and trying to overcome it. Okay? All right. Let me get some more. Yeah. This person has big dreams when it comes to you and this connection. Okay. And so I feel like that's why that navigate carefully card is coming up, is because they're really making sure that they dot their I's and cross their T's, because they don't want to mess this up. Okay. But like I said, life be lifing for everybody. And this person is going through things just like you are. All right. So when it comes to the energy between the both of you, we have the 8 of Cups showing up here. And I feel like this is talking about both of you independent of this connection, meaning that, you have walked away from something and this person has walked away from something as well, your new person. Okay. Let's clarify it. 8 of Cups. Yeah. See, the walking away card is coming up again for your person. So they walked away from something that just was not healthy at all. Okay. Then we have the Visitor card. So for some of you, like I tell y'all don't want to hear this, but it's somebody that knows you and they know you intimately. For some people, I'm saying, and when I say intimate, I don't mean sexually. I mean intimately, like the two of you have had a lot of conversations. It's something where, you may see each other on a regular basis. Okay. And let me pull up this thing, because I don't want y'all coming at me in the comments with the BS, because I'm going to tell you what is up. Hold on 1 second. Hang on. Because I have somebody in the comments that is explaining exactly what I explained to you. Okay, it says, you are so right with the return. My person from the past was just a friend from high school, and we're doing really well, and he's presently my soulmate. I had to leave the toxicity behind, and my soulmate came right on in as soon as I changed my frequency and vibration. Your past could be anyone, so listen to the reader, guys. It doesn't have to be someone you were in a relationship with, just like she said. Have faith and know that the divine has something for you that is better, but make room for it by ridding yourself of all and anybody or anything that is not serving you for your highest good. Okay, so I'm telling you this because when I tell you about a past person, I keep trying to tell you, Spirit is not going to give you recycle somebody fucked up from your past. Everybody in your past wasn't fucked up, not maybe relationship wise. I'm talking about every single platonic relationship you had in your life wasn't fucked up. Because I can't say that. I can't even say that. Okay. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, it could have been somebody like years ago, Libra, that had their eye on you. And now they're like, okay, they see the door opening and they like, this is my chance right here. This is my chance to come in and get Libra, because I've been looking at Libra for a long time, or Libra was the one that got away. I never got a chance to let them know how I feel. It could have been, people be crushing on you, Libra, and you don't even fucking know it. Because I've had people come to me and be like, oh, I just always felt this way about you, this and this and that or whatever. And I'm like, what? And so you can't assume that because the person is coming back from the past is somebody that you had already had a relationship with, because that's not life. Do you know how many people you get exposed to over a lifetime? So when I tell you past, because like I said, I have people talk about they don't want to watch the video because I'm talking about people from the past. So my thing is this: if you want to cut off the video because I'm talking about somebody from the past, then maybe you don't belong here. Because the people that I want in this community are the people that are supposed to be here, that understand the message, that understand what I'm saying, that are keeping an open mind. Because in this lifetime, Libra, you got to keep a fucking open mind. You can't go through this life with blinders on and expect to get everything it is that you want. Because when the excuse me, I'm in a hotel and it broke my channel. Okay, because when you're in, this life and you're in a relationship and stuff like that, things happen. And I'm not telling you to make up with anybody from the past. And then anyway, if somebody comes back, because you're gonna have some scrubs that's gonna come back. Because whenever you glow up and you're getting better and you're becoming a better person, you're gonna have people come out of the woodwork. All you gotta do is tell them no. Some of y'all act like y'all don't know what to do when these people come into your face. Okay? When they come into your face, you don't want to repeat something with them. Okay? And it was a past love relationship. Just tell them no. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I know maybe some of y'all don't want to hurt other people's feelings, but you got to think about it like this. Think about that twin. That twin didn't give a fuck about your feelings. And they stomped on them and did whatever they had to do. And I'm not telling you to come out here and be an asshole to everybody around you. I'm not telling you that, but I'm saying you have to learn how to set boundaries. And sometimes spirit will send people into your life to teach you just that. And that is one of the reasons why you went through the shit you went through with the twin, because you got to learn how to fucking stand up for yourself. Don't be no goddamn pushover. Don't let nobody mistreat you. Don't let nobody do that. Like I said, we've all had those moments, because even me, you see how you look, you see how rough and tough I come off. But when, I've had problems and issues with people where I had to stand up for myself as well. So you can't be scared to let people know how you feel, because at the end of the day, this is about your love and about, your love for yourself and self-love. Because if you don't love yourself enough to stand up for yourself, then why the fuck you trying to be in a relationship anyway is my question. Because you're going to have to do that. Because I keep telling y'all, it is human nature for people to see how far they can push you. Okay. And sometimes it's not intentional. Sometimes they just doing what they do. Okay. It's they mode of operation, and it's up to you to shut them the fuck down. Okay. Because me, I be living for that shit. I be like, oh, you want to act crazy? Okay, you helping me, because you having me practice setting my boundaries. Okay, just like I set boundaries here on this channel. Like I said, that's why I tell y'all, don't be coming in my comments with no BS, because I'm telling you what spirit is giving me, and you always have a choice. You always have free will. Even if the soulmate shows up and you decide you don't want to be with them, let it go. You don't have to be with them. But what I'm also telling you is, if you decide to not be with the soulmate for whatever reason, and then you moving on through your love life and things are not turning out the way you want them to, also don't come back to me with the BS. Like I said, and what I mean by that, I'm not saying don't come back and share your story. I'm all for that. Please do share your story, because you not only help me, but you help everybody else in this community. And that's the type of community I want to have on Leigh's Intuitive Tarot, is where people feel free to come and tell me how, what's going on with them, or come and tell everybody what is happening with them. But what I'm saying is, don't come on my channel with no shit, trying to cuss and act crazy and stuff like that, because your life is not going right, because you're not listening to what is being said. Okay? You have to listen to what is being said and make your decisions accordingly. You have to use your discernment and show people that, you are the type of person where, you have boundaries. You're only going to let people go so far. You're only going to let people do certain things. A lot of you gotta get a fucking steel rod and put it in your spine and get a backbone. Okay. And stop letting people run all over you. But then you want to come to some of you want to come to the comments and try to bully other people. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because like I said, that's the quickest way for me to kick your ass off this channel, is like that. Because like I said, because what I'm telling you is tough love. I am not trying to disrespect you, but I'm going to tell you the effing truth, whether you like it or not. And either you can handle it. And because like I said, when you hear the truth, sometimes it fucking stings, but you got to just roll with it. Because I'm telling you, don't think that just because I'm exhibiting tough love to you, that spirit don't do it to me. They do it to me all the time. Sometimes it be on days where I be feeling low and I be like, that's the last shit I need to hear. But I needed to hear it, and I have to pick up I have to pick it up and roll with it, because the type of a spiritual team I have, they just like me. They just like me, and they keep it cut and dried, and they tell me the fucking truth. So I'm going to tell you the truth, but it's up to you what you do with it. It's how you identify. If you continue to sit in this energy, Libra, and identify as somebody who gets walked all over, who, is not respected, and who, just has turmoil in every area of their life, that's what you're going to continue to experience. Because what you got to understand is the instruction manual for this lifetime, it's how you identify. It's the stories that you tell yourself. It's the stories that you tell other people. And it's how you operate action-wise. So if you don't think you're a boss, you're not going to make boss moves. You're not going to tell boss stories. You're not going to do boss things. So it all starts with your thoughts. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And like I said, anybody that comes up in your energy, you have 100%, 100% free will to decide who is going to be there and who is not. It's up to you. This is about you crafting your life and creating your life to be the way that you want it to be. Okay. But don't be trying to shoot the messenger and trying to say fucked up shit because you angry about your situation to me, because I'm trying to fucking help you. Okay. I'm trying to help you, but know that the comments are a privilege. They are not a right at Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on. So the next card we're going to talk about is the outcome. Okay. So we have the Justice card here. This is Spirit telling you, you are about to get your justice. You're about to get, what you deserve. You've been mistreated in the past. And, like I said, that's why I told you, that's why Spirit got their foot on this person's neck, this twin's neck, because they're getting their just desserts for being a fucking snake. Okay. And so you did right. You tried to love this person and be right. And so now Spirit is bringing the person that you've always prayed for into your life, but don't self-sabotage. Because you got to think about it. I got to think about it with this card. This could be for you. Okay. This could be for some of you where you are so used to being in fucked up situations and toxic situations until that's all you know. And when you get somebody new, you ain't going to know what to do with it. Or somebody that's treating you right, you ain't going to know what to do with them. That's why I tell you the healing is essential. And I know y'all don't like for me to talk about the healing all the time. But the reason why I do is so that you don't do shit like this. Okay, so you don't shoot yourself in the foot. You don't cut your nose off to spite your face because you don't know any better, because you're looking at life through a lens of pain. Because like I said, I work on myself too. I tell you all the time, I don't go balls to the wall all day long, every day. But every day I do shit to get better and to be better. And you're going to have times where you sitting in this type of energy, Libra, and you don't fucking want to do nothing. You just want to sit in it. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Have that time, but don't fucking make that your life. Don't make that who you've become because somebody has done dirt to you. Okay. This is about you maintaining who you are, no matter who comes through your life and no matter what the fuck they do. Okay. You let them know I am who I am, and I'm not going to let you change who I am because of your fucked up decisions or your fucked up actions. That's what this is about. And so this is why I tell you, any change that happens in your life, it needs to be because you decide to do it and you feel like it's going to be for the better. Okay. All right. So with this Justice card, like I said, it's talking about Spirit bringing balance when it comes to your love life. Okay. With your person, this new person is going to bring in growth and expansion. All right. They're going to bring in growth and expansion to your life. Things are going to be a lot better. Like I said, it's going to be like night and day. A lot of you, I can understand where you would be afraid. Okay. Because you're used to deception. You're used to people not communicating with you. All right. But Spirit is telling you, don't lie to yourself. Be honest about who you truly are, how you really are showing up when it comes to your life, especially right now, if you're looking at life through this lens. Okay. Be honest about what is going on, because that's the only way you can fix it. Okay. And then we've got the communication card coming up here, because there's going to be communication between you and this person, but you have to decide to take the steps to move towards them. This is not going to be something that's going to be moving like a runaway train. It is going to be something that's going to move slowly and deliberately. And it's because you've been hurt. This person has been hurt, so that the two of you don't, like, if you get triggered or something happens, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of the connection. Okay. All right. So Spirit is putting this into my mind for me to talk about. Hold on. Okay, there's this person. I'm trying to remember what it was that Spirit was telling me to do. Thank you, Spirit. There was somebody that came into the comments, I don't know, a couple of days ago, and they were talking about, their love life. I'm not going to tell you who it was. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they said, because I'm not trying to, this is not a thing where I'm trying to, down anybody or anything like that. And I'm not saying, by saying this, I'm not saying that I feel like the person is wrong or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just using this as an example. So they come into the comments and they're talking about their story, how their past has been when it comes to their love life. And when I read what they were saying, I said, okay, I can see exactly why the things that have happened to you in the past, why they happened. I said, it's the way you're identifying. And so this person starts to get pissed and is like, no, I'm not, identifying like this. This is what's going on. And so when you do that, anytime, let me tell you this, anytime you say something about yourself and you use the words I am in front of it, you're fucking identifying. If you say I'm tired, you identifying. If you say I'm beautiful, you identifying. If you say I'm God's gift to the world, you're identifying. Okay? So this is about you making choices, the choices about the positive things you want to identify with, and not just anything. You have to start to watch what you're saying. This is about you changing your thoughts and changing, like we just talked about that, right? Changing your thoughts, changing the way that you look at yourself if you want other people to start changing the way that they look at you, okay? So if you want this new person to think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, you need to start telling yourself that. You need to start, like I say, you ain't got to walk around and tell everybody, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. You ain't got to do that. But you need to start telling yourself that. Or when you hear yourself start to say certain things like, you don't feel worthy or something like that, you need to switch it around and say, no, we're not believing that anymore. I am worthy. That's what you need to start doing. Mental diet. That's what they call it in manifestation, because I'm trying to get you to understand, Libra, in this life, it's what you fucking believe. Okay. And it doesn't have to be what you consciously believe, because nobody sits around. I tell y'all that all the time. Nobody consciously sits around and says they want their fucking love life to be a train wreck. Nobody does that. Okay. Nobody sits around and says, I want to have, that they want to have a horrible life and they want to struggle all their life. No one says that. But subconsciously, your mind has picked up things that you've experienced, and it's moved it around and shook it around until it's become thoughts like that. Okay. So you have to start. That's why I repeat myself all the time on the channel. People's like, you it's a lot of repetition. Yeah, it's repetition, because you do it to yourself. Every time you tell yourself you're not worthy, or you tell yourself you're tired, or you tell yourself these things, it's repetition. You're doing the same thing. You hypnotizing yourself. So I'm trying to hypnotize yourself. I'm trying to hypnotize you in a positive way by telling you positive shit. Because the only way you're going to get it is by saying it over and over again. I can tell it to you one time and you'll be like, yep, I understand, I got it. And then 5 minutes later, you telling yourself you ain't worthy. You see what I'm saying? Because it's become a habit for you to think like that. So I am trying to drag you back into the positive realm and have you think in a positive way. Okay? So that's why a lot of this stuff repeats. That's why Spirit's message is similar in all of these reads. It is because we're trying to get you to a point to where you can leave that old shit alone, because that's the way this life works. Like I said, you may not like it, but these are the rules. It's how you see yourself. That's how other fucking people gonna see you. Okay? It took me a long time to learn that. That's why I tell y'all, self-love is so important, because, like, for instance, my soulmate, from what Spirit is telling me, this person is so in love with me. And the reason why is because I'm in love with myself. I say, yeah, I know they got to feel like that, because I know how I feel about me. And I'm not saying that to be cocky or to be like, oh yeah, I got it going on. It's not like that. It's about you loving yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what your worth is, knowing what you deserve, and knowing that in order to get it from the 3D, you have to give it to yourself first. Because we all want this love from out in the 3D. And I get it, because I used to be like that too. But until you come to Jesus, and come to yourself and love on yourself and treat yourself the way you want to be treated from the outside, you're not going to experience it from the outside. That's why I tell you to heal. That's why I tell you to how to talk to yourself, how to love on yourself. That's why I tell you these things, because I'm trying to give you the keys and the tools for you to be successful and not keep spinning your fucking wheels and wondering why nothing is changing. Okay? All right. So now we're gonna get some messages from your person. Not the we ain't fucking with the twin. We finna leave the twin alone. They have said enough in this reading. So we are going to get messages from the new person, see what they want to tell you. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this person dreams of you all the time. They want to give you their heart and they want to give you their heart so badly, but at times they are afraid, okay? Because like I said, they've been through stuff just like you have. Hold on, it fell on the floor. Okay, they say reuniting with you is their number one goal, and this is reunion from somebody you had a past life with, not somebody old. Okay, listen to what I'm saying, because some of y'all will hear part of what I'm saying and then just be going off, and I'm like, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Because let me tell you this, it's this person that was in my comments. The comment is still up there. I don't remember the person's name, because I told you I don't glorify trolls. So they're gonna tell me that, I keep talking about this could be somebody from the past that you didn't have a romantic relationship with, right? Then they're like, oh, you talking about high school, you talking about this, you talking about that. And then to me, you could be talking about the narcissistic people and this and that and all this kind of stuff. And, you didn't say nothing about the new person. So that's why I stopped watching the read. And I'm like, yeah, but see, what you don't realize is that I did talk about the new person. And if you had watched the whole damn reading, you would have seen that. So that's why I'm trying to tell y'all, watch the damn reading. It's a reason why things are coming out the way that they're coming out. And a lot of y'all want to pick and choose what you hear and what you don't hear. And the reason, and like I said, in this situation, you're trying to make a change. So if you're trying to make a change, Libra, you got to do something different. You can't keep doing the same shit you was doing and think your life is going to change. Because let me ask you a question. How many of y'all sit up and watch tarot card readings and you watch like all these people and they tell you all this shit? How many people are giving you fucking solutions to fix your shit? And answer that question. Like I said, nothing against the other tarot card readers. Everybody has the right, and reserves the right to run their channel whatever way they want to run it. And this is in no way, shape, or form any type of disrespect towards those people. But I'm just trying to tell you, how many of those tarot card readers actually give you actionable steps to fix your fucking life? Answer that question for me. I'll wait. Okay, because I'm telling you this because I want you to be better. I want you to get what it is you want. I'm not just giving you lip service. I'm telling you things. Like I said, there are a lot of different roads that can lead to the same path. I mean, a lot of different roads, that lead to the same. Oh my God, let's try it again. There are a lot of different roads that lead to the same destination, but I'm giving you some things that you can start with to start you down the path you want to go down. Okay. So, but if you listen to the information and you turning away from it, then don't get mad and come in the comments because your life ain't going the way you want to. Because this same person that was saying all this shit about she didn't finish watching the reading, this person been by themselves for 11 fucking years. Do you wonder why? Like I said, I'm not trying to I'm not on here trying to disrespect anybody, but she was disrespecting me in the fucking comments. So I'm telling you, what I'm seeing from the outside. Okay. Because like I said, the things I'm telling you, I tell myself. Okay. There are times when I don't want to do certain things. I tell you, spirit be on me. And I just be like, oh, I just don't want to deal with that right now. But I know eventually I'm going to have to do it if I want my life to change. And this is the same thing that spirit is telling you. Okay. So this person is telling you they're going to love you always and forever. They want to wake up beside you every day. You are this person's everything. Okay. You are their heart's desire. Okay. All right. And they choose you above all others. There is no one else for this person but you. Okay. But like I said, you have to believe. You have to put aside all that shit. And I know it's hard because I'm going through the same thing. That's why I feel like spirit gives me the messages that they give me, is because I've been through it. I know how it feels. I'm not just somebody that's talking about it and has not experienced it. So I know it's difficult. That's why we put these readings up every week. And I tell y'all can do it. You can get through it. Just take baby steps. It's not going to be something that you've been in all your life. You're going to be able to just let it go in a matter of fucking hours. It don't work like that, because these are well-established habits, and you just gotta go through it until you can get through it. So this person wants to tell you how they feel. They're telling you it's time for them to heal now. So like I told you, they had some type of loss in their life, whether it was a relationship, somebody passed away, something like that. The fact that I'm seeing that cemetery is telling me that for some of you, your people may have experienced the death in their life. Okay. Then we've got, I see life differently now. Okay. So let me get, before you go, I'm going to get a Romance Angel Oracle card to see what else Spirit wants to tell you about the reading. But like I said, don't give up, Libra. I know it's hard. But look, you got somebody coming with a fucking offer that is ready to love you the way you've always wanted to love you, to fucking communicate with you. You know, there's going to be a lot of growth and expansion. You're going to be happy with this person, because a lot of times when I read for y'all, the sun comes up. And the sun is the strongest card in the deck. It's the happiest you can be. And so don't fucking sabotage yourself by trying to stay who you used to be, or do the old shit you used to be, because you know where it's like the Matrix. You know the Matrix, when Neo is in the car with what's her face, Trinity, and in the back seat when they go to take that thing that whatever it was they put in, that the tracking device they put in his navel or whatever, and before she does it, she tells him, she opens up the door and she was like, you can leave when you want to leave, but you know where that path goes. You've already been down there. So I'm telling you the same thing. You know what the old shit is going to bring you, because you've done it over and over and over again all your life. You beat your head against the wall all your life and didn't know why it was hurt. So now Spirit is telling you very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay. You have the capacity or the potential to decide the way you want this person to show up for you. You can't decide when they're going to show up, but you can decide what it is that you want when this person comes in. Because look at this person. Look at how devoted they are to this woman. Look at how this woman is landing. And guys, make it fit. Switch it. Woman over here, man over here. You know, look at how they are with each other. Okay. So if you want this type of love, Spirit is trying to tell you how to get it, but don't fucking fight me in the comments, because I'm trying to damn help you. And I told you what's going to happen. You come at me in them comments with that foolishness, and I'm just going to cut it. Because like I said, it's too many people starting to get foolish with me. And like I said, I'm trying to, I've tried to be nice, but now it's time for me to set boundaries. Okay. And Spirit is for it. They all for it. They like, stand up for yourself. They tell me that all the time. Okay. So I wish you the best of luck. I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Libra.